lights to be hit on the piece contained. Once more along these lines, keep it together for a last inadequacy. Besides, truly a round and potentially fire, maybe a flawless short or a sell position here on the Bitcoin cost. Much appreciated. Amicability out. So Bitcoin yesterday got a huge aid towards the conceivable increment. Tragically, there was no response at this particular locale that we were focusing in on. So obviously, in light of the fact that there was no response, the short position was never proposed to us. In any case, ultimately, we went widely higher towards the probable expansion, towards the unbelievable F ordinary degree, the area of around 31,000 US dollars. Moreover, in like manner, we could go with our countless weeks turn focuses, and you will see. Our multi-bit by bit turn, 29,700 US dollars response and a dismissal around here, and an essential push towards drawback of around 9.5% straightforwardly towards the ordinary high time frame area of help. Eventually giving extraordinarily close thought what was really occurring on a push towards the disadvantage, you are truly going to see an epic volume increment, essentially push towards the conceivable increment, however rather likewise on a push towards the damage, unquestionably, or perhaps not, according to a veritable viewpoint, each and every retail trained professional, as I should naturally suspect, genuinely got rack giving right currently thought to the liquidations and a colossal open pay decline, and that proposes cash was leaving the market. On the 32nd time frame, you're really going to see, most importantly, 9 million of long positions getting broken. Another 35 million and one more 17.5 million of long positions getting totally wrecked and crushed on a push towards short coming. Likewise, giving close thought on the 1 hour dime outline, how much volume genuinely came straightforwardly into the market. 2,374% volume increment, and 407 million of volume coming straightforwardly into the market, pushing the cost even lower towards short coming. Notwithstanding, the essential thing we were inspecting yesterday is that we are searching for some sort of a three-wave move towards the conceivable increment. Recall for the new days we are inspecting the Bitcoin really completed its 5-wave structure towards obstruction and we are searching for some sort of a three-wave move back towards the conceivable increment and what we are, correct? I will see, we can count our wave front here. It is apparently that with the dismissal we got. It can genuinely be our BWA, and right now, obviously, our sealway ought to be conceivable. Then again plainly, in the event that we will go higher, we will search for our next major area of obstruction. At this point, most obviously you're mulling over, how to gauge the value point of convergence of our sealway genuinely. Tolerating Bitcoin possibly will go on with its way out and out higher towards the converse. At this point all we need to do, really we will go with our Fibonacci increment contraption from our swing shimmer back to our swing high and back to our swing shimmer. First fair of our CL wave has proactively been tapped, which will be our 0.60.8 fiche increment level here. Anyway, assuming Bitcoin will go widely higher towards the normal expansion, our next target will be changed fiche of roughly 31,000 US dollars. What's more, in addition, we might go with our week after week turn focuses, and you will see. Our 1 week by week turn, 29,700 US dollars response and a dismissal around here, and a critical push towards drawback of around 9.5% straightforwardly towards the day-to-day high time period area of help. Presently giving exceptionally close consideration what was really occurring on a push towards the disadvantage, you are truly going to see a huge volume increment, not just push towards the potential gain, but rather likewise on a push towards the disadvantage, shockingly, or perhaps not, in a real sense, each and every retail broker, as I would like to think, really got rack giving right now consideration to the liquidations and a huge open revenue decline, and that implies cash was leaving the market. On the 30-moment time span, you're really going to see, most importantly, 9 million of long positions getting broken. Another 35 million and one more 17.5 million of long positions getting totally obliterated and destroyed on a push towards disadvantage. Additionally, giving close consideration on the 1 hour dime outline, how much volume really came straightforwardly into the market. 2,374% volume increment, and 407 million of volume coming straightforwardly into the market, pushing the cost even lower towards disadvantage. In any case, the main thing we were discussing yesterday is that we are searching for some sort of a three-wave move towards the potential gain. Recollect for the recent days we are discussing the Bitcoin really completed its 5-wave structure towards disadvantage and we are searching for some sort of a three-wave move back towards the potential gain and what we are, isn't that so? I will see, we can count our wave front here. It seems to be that with the dismissal we got, it can really be our BWA, and right now, obviously, our CLA could truly be done. Or then again obviously, on the off chance that we will go higher, we will search for our next vital area of opposition. Presently, most presumably you're pondering, brother, how to really gauge the value focus of our CLA. Assuming Bitcoin possibly will proceed with its way significantly higher towards the inverse. Presently all we need to do, really we will go with our Fibonacci augmentation apparatus from our swing gleam back to our swing high and back to our swing shine. First objective of our CL wave has proactively been tapped, which will be our 0.60.8 fiche augmentation level here. Notwithstanding, on the off chance that Bitcoin will go considerably higher towards the potential gain, our next target will be balanced fiche augmentation level, adjusting impeccably with our week-by-week high time period area of obstruction. Furthermore, what's more, since here we in all actuality do have our past high, we additionally have a ton of liquidity over the area of $30,000, which right means in the event that individuals are correct now previously holding a shiny new short or introduce ownership, their stock misfortune is generally presumably going to be over the high. We do have, in view of that liquidity level here, and obviously likewise a huge degree of opposition and the objective of our C12 due to the balanced fiche expansion, and obviously likewise as a result of our week-by-week high term time period area of obstruction. Presently we additionally need to imagine a scenario where Bitcoin won't go higher. Imagine a scenario in which our CL12 is correct now really got done and we are as of now going to see a push towards drawback. That way we should be ready and focus on another level that is extremely significant. Presently recollect obviously, Bitcoin has been regarding this particular level reached right now for the recent weeks. What's more, additionally, we can likewise really gauge the whole upper cost segment that has been framing on Bitcoin for the 2 or 3 weeks. Presently you can see a steam region high will land in a real sense precisely at the highest point of our level reach, precisely at the area of $28,800. What's more, recall yesterday I was telling to you that I am possibly intrigued going with the short skylines rate here assuming there will be a response of some sort. Tragically no response. No short position was at any point proposed to us, however in any case, on the off chance that Bitcoin right currently won't go higher towards the potential gain and really arrive at our next balanced fiche expansion level at $30,300, we are taking care of consideration for the possible acknowledgement underneath our worth region high back under $28,800, which will be a signed shortcoming, a negative correspondence, and really at that time possibly we could be searching for some sort of a short or sell ownership on the Bitcoin cost. Presently, before we really discuss a critical example that is creating on the everyday time span, and as I would see it, it's certainly not right. Yet, at the present time we want to discuss one more example that, as I would see it, individuals are truly focusing on, yet it's truly not exactly going to be a legitimate one on the everyday time period. Individuals are really associating better upsides on the Bitcoin cost like this, and they are likewise interfacing more promising low points, and that implies that Bitcoin could right currently be framing some sort of a rising wedge design. As I would see it, this particular example is certainly not exactly going to be a legitimate one, just on the grounds that we truly do have a ton of void space at this particular region, and thus, regardless of whether our analyzed help level will see a break towards them side, I'm not intrigued going with a shiny new short held position at the area of $27,200. Presently individuals are correct now focusing on this particular rising wedge design. What's more, in addition, as we referenced yesterday, we could likewise distinguish some sort of a cap and shoulders design. Yet again and obviously, each and every retail merchant is searching for a short held position at the base here. After Bitcoin potential will break the neck area of the hand design towards dance, but since we would rather not be renal dealers, we need to be out in front of them. We can as of now be shorting. Obviously, as referenced previously, the acknowledgement beneath upper worth region high. In the event that possibly in the forthcoming hours we are really going to see this particular indication of shortcoming, so extremely, just. Yet again assuming Bitcoin is going to lose this area of help, it just means it will transform into the degree of obstruction, and it will imply that we are acknowledged in the space of 70% of volume that has been exchanged at this particular level. So therefore, it is a quiet shortcoming, and obviously, as I would like to think, most certainly a substantial characteristic. Presently, most presumably are additionally pondering, brother, where would it be a good idea for me to really be putting my stop misfortune for my short belonging in the event that I'm possibly going to fire it in fact? After Bitcoin will see acknowledgement underneath the worth region high. Presently, the thing is the point at which we focus on our ABC amendment that we are correct now searching for here, our greeting level, being precisely over our past high, over $31,000 is really going. So obviously, assuming you seem to be that, our stop misfortune ought to really be put precisely over the level in light of the fact that the second we will break our past heart here, our ABC rectification and our drive rate here is certainly going to be discredited. So therefore, our stop misfortune obviously should be extremely wide. Notwithstanding, to put your stop misfortune somewhat more close, I would really say you can be setting it somewhat over our week by week grind level, somewhat over $30,300. Presently, if, for instance, we right currently really go with our remarkable fill midpoints, you will see that on the 1 hour time span, we are truly seeing a cross of our 50 outstanding fill normal going over the 200 or more the 500 dramatic fill normal. Notwithstanding, assuming you go with the 501, this one is still over our 200, and that implies that right now as we talk on the 1 hour time period, we are seeing a hesitation of some sort or another. To that end I'm correct now sharing with you, hang tight for some sort of a signed shortcoming, which will be acknowledgement once more into our flat reach acknowledgement back underneath the area of $28,800. Presently, would I really log at this particular region since one could compose and say this is truly going to be some sort of a help level on Bitcoin? By and by, not actually. Essentially in light of the fact that my essential Elliott wave count will be to a greater extent a -1, and that is precisely the exact thing we have been discussing for the recent days, that we need to see some sort of a three-wave move towards the potential gain before possibly expecting lower focuses to be hit on the piece contained. Yet again in this way, hang tight for a last shortcoming. Furthermore, really at that time possibly fire, perhaps a pristine short or a sell position here on the Bitcoin cost. Much thanks. Harmony out. So Bitcoin yesterday got an enormous guide towards the possible increase. Unfortunately, there was no reaction at this specific district that we were zeroing in on. So clearly, because there was no reaction, the short position was never proposed to us. Nevertheless, eventually, we went extensively higher towards the likely addition, towards the splendid F normal extent, the area of around $31,000. Furthermore, likewise, we could go with our large number of weeks turn centers, and you will see our multi-step-by-step turn, $29,700 reaction and an excusal around here, and a basic push towards downside of around 9.5% directly towards the everyday high time span area of help. By giving outstandingly close thought what was truly happening on a push towards the drawback, you are genuinely going to see a colossal volume increase, simply push towards the possible increase, but instead in like manner on a push towards the disservice, incredibly, or maybe not, from a genuine perspective, every single retail specialist, as I might want to think, truly got racked giving right now thought to the liquidations and an enormous open income decline, and that suggests cash was leaving the market. On the 30-second period of time, you're truly going to see, above all, 9 million of long positions getting broken. Another 35 million and another 17.5 million of long positions getting completely decimated and obliterated on a push towards weakness. Also, giving close thought on the 1 hour time frame, how much volume truly came directly into the market. 2,374% volume increase, and 407 million of volume coming directly into the market, pushing the expense even lower towards weakness. Regardless, the primary thing we were examining yesterday is that we are looking for some kind of a three-wave move towards the possible increase. Remember, for the new days we are examining the Bitcoin truly finished its 5-wave structure towards hindrance, and we are looking for some kind of a three-wave move back towards the possible increase, and what we are, right? I will see. We can count our wave front here. It is by all accounts that with the excusal we got, it can truly be our BWA, and at the present time, clearly, our sealway should really be possible. On the other hand, clearly, if we will go higher, we will look for our next fundamental area of resistance. As of now, most apparently you're contemplating, sibling, how to truly measure the worth focal point of our sealway. Accepting Bitcoin potentially will continue with its way altogether higher towards the reverse. As of now, all we want to do, truly we will go with our Fibonacci increase contraption from our swing sparkle back to our swing high and back to our swing sparkle. First unbiased of our CL wave has proactively been tapped, which will be our 0.60.8 fiche increased level here. In any case, if Bitcoin will go extensively higher towards the expected addition, our next target will be adjusted fiche expansion level, changing faultlessly with our step-by-step high time span area of obstacle. Besides, furthermore, since here we truth be told do have our previous high, we also have a lot of liquidity over the area of $30,000, which right means if people are right currently beforehand holding a brand new short or present possession, their stop